Right, I need to get this underway, so we're going to start possibly 10 seconds early, because we need to take Ben out. Okay, so let's hope this works. I think I put this there. Yeah. Holla ballers and a bro fist to you all! Kind of the new setup. Let me know what you think. Kind of the new setup. More stuff going on. I have some lights. Ooh. Kind of have some lights and stuff going on. So hopefully it's pretty cool. The return of the bro fist. I promised it. Designing how to make this work wasn't easy at all. It took the whole brain power of me and Emma. And you know it's bad if I've called in Emma for assistance. So we've been trying to sort out how we wanted to do this. I wanted the bro fist map. I also wanted something in the background. And I wanted the bro fists. I'm not completely content yet. Maybe I'll get some posters and stuff. I kind of wanted the computers on to kind of tease what was coming out. But unfortunately, the way this camera works isn't too great. As you know, we're saving for a new camera. It doesn't pick up the screen very well. It looks really bright and distracting. So we decided to turn that off, which was pretty cool. It's Monday! Mondays are always crap, aren't they? Everything starts again, back to work, all that kind of stuff. It was pretty cool for me. We had DK day today. I'll talk about that shortly. But over the weekend, I had a fantastic thing. I always say it's important to make the best use of your weekends as much as possible. Make best use of your weekends. And I seriously mean that in all ways. On Saturday, we were working. I was working all day, and Ghost came over. We had a web show, so the web show is now live on YouTube. I recommend you listen through it while you're doing your dailies or whatever. It's kind of like a podcast, but visual, I guess, is the way to describe it. We talked about a lot of interesting, cool things. We also got Spectral Tiger mounts gifted to us by one of you guys, which was... I don't crave items. I don't do that. I craved 2 items in my life. One was the Bulwark of Azeroth while I was tanking Illidan. That guy just refused to drop it. Swine. And also the Spectral Tiger. Because ever since I saw one, and knew of its existence, I wanted that thing. I'm just kind of resigned to the fact that I would never get it. I wasn't prepared to spend a hell of a lot of money to get it. I wasn't prepared to try and get the trading cards to try and get it. So it's one of those things I decided I would never get. And then ultimately, someone subscribed us saying, hey, you guys done a great job. I really enjoy what you do. I have the card. In fact, he'd had the card for a very, very long time, but refused to use it. Always felt like he didn't feel like it was the right time. And then he said, now is the time. Interestingly enough, he actually sent us the code earlier in the day. And I tried to use it. Didn't work. So we instantly thought we were being trolled. But the guy was quite genuine. He was like, really? It's not working? He said, I'll scan you a picture of the card, which he did. So there's a picture of the card with the code in it. It wasn't working. Now, as someone who's never dealt with trading card good items before, I was like, I don't really know how it works. And then Ghosty said, because one of you gifted him the Demon Hunter skin from one of the decks, he said somebody had to redeem it first and then send him a different code. So he suggested that to the guy. Said, maybe you've got to do this thing first. He emailed back within 20 minutes to say, dude, I should have read the fine print. All I have to do is do this. Here's the real code. We were doing the web show at the time. And we said, shall we do this at the web show or shall we not do this? I'm trying to find a way to be comfortable here. It's not working for me. And try to find a way of doing this on the web show. Or we could be trolled and look like massive morons. And I think we had 300 steady or something at the web show. So we were kind of like, let's do it. Fuck it, let's do it. This guy sounds genuine. He sounds proper, bob on. And boom, it worked. And they are the coolest mounts in game by a long way. We actually loved them. So a huge thank you to him. That was absolutely amazing, so thank you very, very much. Over the Sunday, I got the slight experience for, admittedly, a very brief moment of what it's like to be kind of like a father, but only in like the good sense. I didn't have to put up any with the crap. We took Ben. The plan was to take Ben to a beach in a place called Southport, Ainsdale Beach, so he could run along the sand, go in the sea, all that kind of stuff, and we would enjoy a kind of couple day together like we don't really get during the week with all the work we're doing. So, as we were preparing to leave, I hear Emma on the phone downstairs. Shall we take William? William is the 3-year-old son of Emma's brother, so his nephew. And I was like, oh man. Because when you take a little kid to somewhere like a beach, it's all about them. And I kind of wanted it to be about me and Emma and just walking Ben and just throwing the ball and all that kind of stuff. So I was like, oh, really? We got to take the kid? Lame. Ultimately, it turned into a fantastic experience. It was really, really cool. I was doing army rolls down the sand. I was carrying him on my shoulders and collecting shells with him and all that kind of stuff. It was absolutely amazing. I had a really, really great day. It was cool. Built sandcastles. I haven't built sandcastles. Of course, we tried to make it into a fort. And Ben was having a great time as well. And Ben was playing with the kid. And then in the back of the car, they're like asleep on each other. Coolest thing ever. Seriously, the coolest thing ever. It was just to see this occur. What a great day. So yeah, Southport Aysdale Beach on Sunday. I was there for about 4 hours. Made the weekend and totally refreshed me for today. And then today was a day I was also looking forward to, which was so cool. Death Knight Day. I was wary of how I was going to approach things like the Blood DK. Purely from like the DPS whoring perspective. I could totally have just DPS whored the crap out of the Blood DK. And just made this video of sort of a big numbers video kind of thing. I could have done that. I could have gone that way. Ultimately, I decided to play as a baller, you know. I just couldn't let go of the fact that I don't want to be that guy, and I certainly don't want to endorse that playstyle to you guys. I don't want to do that. So I did quite well. I've got to say, though, I kind of fell in love again with the Frost DK. All over again. It was like the first time I played that spec during... I hadn't really played that spec until mid-Cataclysm. And, wow. Yeah. It was just so good. It was so good. It was just... Oh, man. I really just... By the end of it, I was just absolutely back in love with that spec all over again. Absolutely loved it. I can see some people think I'm trolling. People think I'm trolling about this. I'm really not. I'm really not. It was so good. It was really good. I destroyed so much. I tore places apart. And the cool thing was, I got... the character I used to do is full PvP geared, right? Completely PvP geared. Loads of PvP power and resilience and all that kind of stuff. So certainly not a PvE geared character. Didn't matter. I absolutely wrecked the place. I destroyed the place left and right. It was so good. And just dealing with all those situations. That is the thing about the DK. In general, not just Frost. Was that any situation that comes up, it's just, it meets the challenge. And it meets it head on. And it smashes it in the face. A lot of words like relentless and onslaught were firing out of my mouth. And those aren't words that I usually use in a vocab. And it just felt that way. I felt like I was absolutely unstoppable. The tank pulled more, did massive AoE, didn't matter. I crushed it. He pulled a boss, I crushed it. And mixing in things like the tranquil grip glyph, so I can grip things in to make things better. And how damn good is Gorfien's Grasp? Oh, I've gone crazy. Is it the light? Let me see if I can do this. Fuck it. I'll look scary for one. It's always going to be a little bit iffy on the first one. Whatever. And Gorfien's Grasp is so good. I ran a Sholomance. And I was in Sholomance on the Unholy DK. Unholy DK is okay, but it's kind of... how to say? It's lost a little bit of its flair. I mean, a lot of the things I was learning about was, hey, Mastery's terrible. But you know what? At certain points, death coiling, even if we get like low mastery, is better than using your gargoyle and stuff. I know that's the kind of thing that will be fixed. Blizzard doesn't want your major DPS cooldown to be outshined by death coil, right? So it's going to get fixed at some stage, but it just felt so mundane and boring, which is odd because it's definitely a more involved spec than Frost. And it got me thinking, what makes a class fun to play? Which is kind of the theme of today's daily, is what makes a class fun to play. I know it's taken me like 10 minutes to get to there. Just look at the time, it's taken me 10 minutes to get to that point of what the theme of today is. But what makes a class fun to play? Frost, ultimately, is extremely simple. And it seems to me to come down to two things. It's difficulty in playing the class and the feel of playing the class. I think that's the two things we need to juggle together to decide if a class is amazing to play. Let's take... old school Warlocks. Very difficult to play, but crappy feel to it, in my opinion. In which case we just ended up with sort of mid-level, low to mid-level enjoyed class that was kind of like, bleh, really good. With Frost, it's sort of like, I think this difficulty in playing for me is a negative scale. So although I'm going to hold it up here, The more difficult a class is, it seems to drag it down. And if we have low results, it's also down. So let's put a picture in your mind's eye that over here with our scary looking brofist, I'll admit, up here is really, really easy play. Down here is really, really difficult play. Over here we've got really good results, and down here we've got really shit results. And the scale goes like this. So with Frost, for me, it's really simple to play, like stupidly simple, okay? Stupidly simple. But the results are here, like mid-level. We're not going to do beat everybody in the world at DPS unless it's some situations. But the results are here. They're brutal, unstoppable, just constantly going, which means this really high, great fun class. And I love that about the DK. Absolutely love it. And not only is it fun to play, so when I decide to Howling Blast or anything, I'm not looking at, say, my buttons. I'm purely looking at the screen. And I love that. I absolutely adore that. I'm making decisions purely based on what's going on in front of me. I'm not looking for cooldowns. I'm not looking for specific spells to be ready or anything like that. We've got 3 fucking spells. We've got Howling Blast and you can, yeah, Outbreak and shit, but they're 1-minute cooldowns, right? And Plague Strike. We've got Howling Blast, Obliterate, Frost Strike. You can barely go wrong just using and abusing those spells. And with that, I don't have to look at anything. I just constantly weigh up what's going on my screen and make decisions based off that all the time. I'm just, oh, there's more mobs. I'm just Howling Blasting. My finger is just pressing it. All I'm doing is looking at everything that's going on around me, and it just made it so fun. And it was brutal. The results were there. I mean, we're talking about people who were good DPSers, and they were maybe doing 50k AoE at some points, but the reason they were so low is because I was demolishing them with 80, 90, 100k DPS on short burst packs, moving on. And one of the things that I pointed out in the dungeon is some people, I do a lot of guides where I say to people, don't bother doing things like dotting mobs, because it's likely to die before you get a chance to get the damage out of it. So when I'm doing a lot of how to AoE, I'm like, how long will this mob last? With a DK, you're the guy that's killing it before the other classes can get their hands on it. You're the guy. That's you causing them that problem. You are the one who's saying, don't bother dotting it because I'm about to rip it a new fucking asshole. I'm about to tear into it like a freight train. I'm that guy. I'm the guy stopping you putting Living Bomb on targets. I'm the guy telling you don't bother putting Curse of Agony on that target because I'm about to absolutely destroy it before you get chance. Your shit won't even stink before I've already cleaned it up, put it in the bin, and I'm on my way home. I'm absolutely cleaning it up. It's so cool. It's so cool. And then I went into Blood, and again, I was on a full PvP gear character, which actually helps for me to be in a situation you guys might not be in. So I was in full DPS gear. In the video, the guy goes, tanks in full DPS gear. Alright. And I was in a dungeon, which is kind of the second theme of this. With Blood DK, again, a lot of fun. Not difficult to play. Nice merriment of awesome. I think the DK is probably in the most wonderful place it's been in for a long time right now. I really, really enjoyed it. I absolutely enjoyed the hell out of it. So many cooldowns. Cope with any situation. Oh, we're getting heavy magical damage. No problem. We've got 3 different choices of enchants. No tank can attest to having 3 different utility and perfectly viable choices of enchants to help that fight. No tank can do that. No tank can do that, which is so cool. No tank can attest to that. They can't do it. We've got, oh, this is a big spell damage fight we're working on for progress. Let me just go and get Spell Shattering. Oh, this is like a huge physical fight? Oh, okay, let me just go and get a Sword Shattering. Oh, this guy has this mega attack, I need more HP. I'll just go and get Rune of the Stone Skin Gargoyle. And you know what? It's free. Fuck you guys who need Colossus and it costs you thousands of gold. How many times have you seen a tank say, oh, I should change to this enchant and it's going to cost me a few thousand gold? Never. Never in fucking history where I'm like, where's my death gate? Oh yeah, come back. I'm now better suited to this fight than you ever fucking will be. Oh, it's still a bit too much magical damage. Alright, let me just change my Meta Gem. It's the maximum cost it's going to be in my entire life. And I've just, with Spell Shattering, I'm now taking 6% less overall magical damage than either of you gangsters. Let me in. I'm going to smash this bad boy up. You know what I mean? It was so cool. It was so cool. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I'm quite enjoying making the videos as well. I can't show you them behind me because of the screen thing, obviously, but they're rendering out now. In the next few hours, if you're watching this live, as I can see, a couple of hundred of you are, then easily you're going to see all the DK videos out probably by midnight, and it's sort of nearly 6 p.m. now, 5:15. So in the next 7 hours or so, I'll have all those videos out to you. They're all rendering you, so gotta be cool. Druids, I'm seeing a shout for druids. You know where the druid is? I can't even hear you from my blood DK mountain. It's like, yeah, druids are cool, man. Doing really well. Let me just get my blood DK and kick some ass, right? So good. And yeah, a big shout out to Gorfien's Grasp. I didn't realise the utility. As I said, I was in Sholomance, right? So we're doing Sholomance, I was on my own Holla DK. And for that one, I was using Desecrated Ground, purely for a visual effect of an intro that I was doing. I was like rolling on I had Desecrated Ground, which isn't useful for what I was doing in Sholomance. And we go into the room after Lillian Vass, I think her name is. And it's all the students, right? The cast and stuff. Who was the tank? Tank was a prot warrior who should have been able to cope with this situation. I would have been able to cope with it. But this guy couldn't cope with it. And I'm on my own Holy DK. Ultimately, after blowing every cooldown, anti-magic zone, AMS, everything, gripping mobs towards him, the last thing I could possibly do was just run out of cooldowns and just DPS. I was just continuing to spread my diseases, get death and decay down. I was out of options. I'd used everything in the playbook. Everything was ticking down on cooldown to help this guy out. There was nothing more I could do. And we wiped in that room because more and more mobs kept getting pulled. I think it started with a shaman in Ghost Wolf form, the healer maybe, just walking into that room. So I started talking in the commentary about, if I had Gorfien's Grasp here, we would have easily won. Like, stupidly easily won. Without even question, we would have won. Because I could have Gorfien's grasped everything in the room to this one spot. One shockwave would have screwed him up. Everything would have worked so much better than the tank having mobs flying everywhere, running around, doing all this crazy stuff. Why he didn't have Disrupting Shout, I don't know. That's not my problem. But I like to be the guy who can help in a utility way. As I said in the Feral Druid video, right? I said Druids haven't got enough useful utility. And everyone raged. They were like, no, Druids have got tons and tons of utility. We've got this and this. All them things don't even add up to a Gorfien's Grasp. By any means. They don't. They don't add up to a Gorfien's Grasp. Simple as. You can have 19 of those fucking utility spells and they don't add up to a Gorfien's Grasp. And if you want to shout Rebirth at me, DKs do that as well. So fuck you, Rebirth. Seriously, one Gorfien's Grasp shits on all the possible Feral Druid combinations of rescuing that situation. It does. Without question. Without a shadow of a doubt. It just does it all for you. That is what I'm talking about when I talk about useful utility. I could have Typhooned them. I could have used an Ursol's Vortex, but it wouldn't have got everything. Like a Gorfien's Grasp on one would have just dragged the room into one fucking spot. And a Prot Warrior would have destroyed those mobs. We would have killed everything. It would have been so much better. Which is kind of cool. I want to get to today's question. I'm in a rush today, unfortunately. We're going to take Ben out, and I've got 10 minutes left. So the theme of today is what makes a class fun. So leave your messages for me. So I'm going to do this one question that came in I had a kind of topic set up for the day, which I tend to do is sort it out a few hours before we start the show. I have to do this on my phone because of the brief time I've had to set up the technology at work here, unfortunately. This email came in just as I was about to start the show, and I had a quick read of it, which I tend to do. They come through on my phone, so I have a quick read of the email. And it got me thinking, and it's a relative subject to what's going on now in the game. Mr. Pandera's in a really weird spot. It's a good expansion, no question about it. It's a really good expansion, but it's losing people quickly. It's losing a lot of people quickly. And this is one of the guys pointing it out. I didn't like that the title of this was, Is the Daily Preach a Waste of Time? It's the only daily that matters, but he didn't mean the Daily Preach. So hi, Preachy. I'm not sure if this is quite addressed. Okay. I've been playing WoW since the end of TBC. I've taken quite a few long breaks. This game's a success. Blizzard came to casuals, never playing it again, as most people have done. 2 months later, hey, we released a new patch, and I'm back instantly. But when I'm playing, I enjoy the shit out of it, to be honest. Recently, though, I've started a new disturbing thought. Just as you were saying many months ago, Mr. Pandaria will probably be my last expansion. It's probably true in my case as well. I feel that I'm wasting my time playing. Progression raiding aside, myself, and I'm sure many others too, love to do long-term character progression outside of raiding. Earning difficult achievements, making gold, farming legendaries, rare mounts, basically the experience of a journey. My question is it a waste of time? I'm going to be playing Titan, something new in 2013, question mark. I don't enjoy the actual process of grinding achievements until I actually get them. I understand what you're saying there, just on that brief point, just to stop. I don't like the process of getting the achievements, but then when it pops on your screen, you're kind of like, cool, I got that achievement. But sometimes especially the long ones, like I think you even made reference, I wouldn't go around killing 100,000 goblins if there was no reward. I love this game, but it's cramping my style a bit, knowing that it probably won't matter within the year. Should I go outside and get some fresh air until raid time instead? There we go. That was the end of the question. So, I assume this is an indirect reference to dailies, without so much as being dailies. And we did cover this quite extensively on the web show with Ghost, so I'm going to ignore that aspect of it and take it on face value. Is it a waste of time? Absolutely not. Under any circumstances. The first and most important point to this question is the very first line. I enjoy the hell out of playing it. That's all you're getting out of it. This bit of, well, it's going to be useless in a year's time. It's still a game. I'm not sure what kind of expectation there is that it won't be useless at some point. Did somebody start World of Warcraft thinking, hey, you know what, in 3 times, I'm going to get something out of this? I don't know. I don't know if you believe that, but you shouldn't. It's still a game. It's just a game like any other. It's a game that never ends, that's no doubt about it. But a game that never ends doesn't mean that there's some payoff for continuing to play, other than your own personal satisfaction. If you were to tell me, I've logged in and I don't enjoy the game, then of course the game's done for you. It's done and over. But anybody who's thinking, I never understood, we're quitting playing now because Dragon Soul's coming out, not Dragon Soul. Well, yeah, that's an idea. Like, a new raid tier is coming in 3 months' time, so we should stop playing the old raid tier. Or the new expansion's coming, so we should stop playing Dragon Soul. That was a big one. People who didn't clear Dragon Soul stopped playing because Mr. Pandaria was coming. Why? Why did you do that? And ask yourself this a serious question. Why did you do that? If you cannot give me if you can't give me a reason other than the gear is useless, are you literally just raiding to get items? Because if you are, you're doing it wrong. It really bothers me when people quit because an expansion's coming. It really bothers me. Because that means you are playing for reasons that I think have absolutely no relevance. And then you can quite easily say, yeah, the gear is useless, so stop playing the game. Are you really playing a game with as many aspects to it as World of Warcraft just for that epic item, of which has very little value, by the way? Very, very little value. In realistic terms of even the game, it has very little value. Don't you want to kill that boss and say you killed that boss? Do you know what you can say in the future is that you killed that boss? No one gives a shit whether or not you have a Girthalak normal. You will care that you managed to kill Madness of Deathwing on normal mode before the new expansion. Normal or hard mode, it doesn't matter. But if someone says to you, oh, well, the gear's going to be useless in a few months, so we should stop playing the current game, I have absolutely no idea why people do that. And the only logical explanation I can think of is that they are literally just playing for items. And that's it. I can't imagine how little personal gratification there is to just play for items and to not even remotely enjoy the content that takes you there. Because if you enjoyed the content that takes you to those items, you wouldn't stop playing if you hadn't done something. Unless you found it was too difficult for your guild. If hard modes are out of the question for your guild, so you're playing with friends, you don't particularly care about smashing your head against a really tough boss, cool, I get that. But if you can kill the bosses, why do you stop at these points? And this is the answer to this question, is if you are enjoying this game, then you should keep playing it. Nobody ever said that playing World of Warcraft would lead to somewhere in 3 or 4 years' time or 2 years' time that you would get some sort of benefit from doing that, other than enjoyment for 2 years. 2 years worth of enjoyment is a worthwhile thing to get out of a game. It's more than enough to get out of a game. And many of us have got nearly a decade of enjoyment out of this game and still continue to do so. I still love the game. I absolutely love the game. I know a lot of people say I moan about this game because I want it to be better. I want it to be better. That's why I love the game, right? So The answer to your question is yes, keep playing. It doesn't matter if Blizzard release expansions every 4 or 5 weeks. It doesn't matter. Play the game that you enjoy. They're obviously not going to do that, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't mean, oh, well, I'm going to stop playing now. I'm not going to kill Ragnaros on normal or Ragnaros heroic because Dragon Soul's coming out in 3 months. I'm going to stop playing because Mr. Pandaria or Emerald Dream is coming. Never understood that, never will. I don't get it. I think it's weird. I genuinely think it's a very weird approach to playing the game. I don't approve. I disapprove. Don't like it. And that's generally the answer to that question. So it was interesting to see people say it's a waste of time playing because ultimately this stuff will be useless. Well, of course it will be. Absolutely, 100%. Everything you are doing right now in game will be useless at some stage, if not useless already. The second you swap that item you found in a quest to a heroic, that item is useless. That doesn't mean you should have not done it. I shouldn't wear this item. I shouldn't keep it. That's ridiculous. Absolutely unfoundable, isn't it? It makes no sense whatsoever. So I'm going to take some questions from the audience now. Some very brief questions. Let me check how I'm doing for time. I'm trying to fit this into... I've got 5 minutes. I have 5 minutes. 5 minutes. Go, 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 go. Ghost's opinion mounts. Transmogs for life. Paladin video is out tomorrow. Paladin video is out tomorrow. A lot of people can link you my real ID. My real ID is currently full though. It is currently full. Your best bet is if you follow me on Twitch. Follow me on Twitch. And when I'm streaming something where we're bringing people along, there will be another Nax 25 alt run, transmog run, some point after Wednesday. I still need to finish that set off. Oh, okay. I'm looking for an actor. Basically, I'm looking for somebody who has a male Tauren warrior and has the blue Vengeful TBC PvP set and sword. The sword is not a requirement, but it would help. But if you have a male Tauren warrior who has the Vengeful PvP armor, please contact me at preachgaming@gmail.com or through preachgaming.com or through any of the millions of ways on YouTube, Mike Preach Wow on YouTube. Contact me that way. Just contact me. Male Tauren warrior, the blue Vengeful PvP set. Please let me know. All pieces of it, please. Please let me know. Okay, did we get any questions? If not, I can go. Yay! Warlocks! Everything's coming. Everything is coming. Don't worry, guys. I'm not doing another Problems in the Mist video. At least not anytime soon. I don't have the morph program, unfortunately. When am I going to level alts? I think I'm leveling on the US servers first. This doesn't work, obviously. I need to move this monitor. But yeah, I'm going to level on the US servers first, probably, before I do my alts. The UI, good point. Let me check with Untrial. I've sent it to Untrial. He's going to put it on the website. I've done the video explaining how to install it. If, for whatever reason, while I'm out, I have to leave now and walk Ben. For whatever reason, if my UI appears on the website, please delay installing it until I put up the video that goes with it. I've done the video, I just need to time it to go with it. Because otherwise, you won't get it to work. You really won't get it to work. Come to my third in US. We have a Council of Balls Guild. Oh, I should go there, actually. I probably will. I probably will. Okay, no interesting questions, I don't think. Everyone's just spamming about videos. Everyone just wants videos and videos. Understood. Okay, guys. Till tomorrow. I really want to see on the YouTube comments, what makes a class fun for you to play? What makes a class fun for you to play? Is it difficulty? Is it how you play it? Is it the results? Results only? Okay. Alright. Take it easy, ballers. I will see you tomorrow.